Welcome back, everyone, to the Final Cut. Got another shorty on deck for you today. This one is definitely an interesting spin on your home invasion masked killer story. And it's called Grinners, and it's brought to us by director Jared Hussey. And we get the story of Marley and Millie, who produce a horror-themed food show. Marley is the host, and Millie, her friend, helps produce it. But numbers have been down lately, so they go out for a burger and try to figure out what their next move is. They end up crossing paths with a strange individual wearing a possum mask. And after that encounter, little do they know they've been marked to be victims of this group of masked individuals. And we see how Marley and Millie try to survive the night. Meanwhile, we have a Detective Shelton on the heels of these masked killers, trying to figure out who's doing this and how to stop them before they kill again. Grinners is really one of those where if you looked at the formula of it, you'll be like, yeah, we've kind of seen this before, but it's in its execution and its presentation that I think really gives Grinners this unique ID. First off, they take this kind of video game approach, namely when it's involving our villains, our masked characters. We get this segment in the beginning where we get to see Christopher Kaler playing Carl Jr., a very not so great individual. And that segment, at first I was wondering, where is that going to fit in the rest of the film? But if you're paying attention, you realize how it all comes together, but you got to stick with it because it feels a bit random. But trust me, it does come around if you're paying attention. But they definitely throw in this video game aesthetic at certain points throughout this short film. It's not all the time there, and just when you kind of forget about the gimmick, it shows up in a various ways of overlays or whatnot, and I found it amusing, and it kept me invested and interested, as did these performances. Marley is played by Magdalena Conway, and I thought she did great in here as this host of this YouTube show, this streaming show, and having troubles, and then getting thrown into this very extreme, intense situation and having to go through some extreme things. I really loved her performance in here, and her connection with Samantha Marie, who plays Millie. These two feel like they've been producing and working on this show for a while. They feel like friends, and I really liked that dynamic between these two. And we get John Bloom, who may look a bit like Joe Bob Briggs playing Detective Shelton. Briggs having a lot of fun in this role as the guy trying to track down these masked killers who are leaving bodies in their wake. And yeah, I really enjoyed watching him on screen. And the fact that he's more than just a cameo, he does actually show up a number of times throughout the story. And so that's nice to see that he's not just kind of a hook cameo. He actually does have a bit of a meaty part in the plot. We've got, for the possum mask, Tana Jacobs, who does fantastic in here. I loved her performance. So creepy, so scary, so unnerving with this possum mask. And these masks that they have for the killers are very disturbing. And they do this kind of thing where the voice changes slightly depending on the villain, who's talking, and how worked up they are, so almost implying a bit of maybe a supernatural thing going on, or just the fact that they've got that much evil going through them. Yeah, you don't get all the answers in here, but that's okay, because you can piece enough together to where I think you'll enjoy this film, you'll be engaged in this film, and it may not exactly play out like you expect, but I liked how this short resolved. So there you have it, Grinners from Jared Hussey. Also forgot to mention real quick, the production design. You get some playing with colors, especially when it involves the villains, kind of pinks and blues, kind of like an Italian horror type of approach, though they're still making it their own thing, but you can definitely feel that influence in here, especially when we're dealing with our villains. So the production design is high in general, and there are some of those little motifs that they put in here. So Grinners, if you have seen it, love to hear your thoughts on it. Please like, subscribe, bells and whistles here. We got a lot of great stuff coming. I appreciate your support, and until next time, remember, I keep that ticket stub.